So first question, what is the concept of region and discuss the types of region. So I just study, okay, so it is for me, and don't comment any bad comment because I also just studied this types of process. Okay, first, what is the concept of a region and discuss the types of region. The dictionary meaning of the term region is the tract of country or an area characterized in some way, thereby implying that region is a special entity. So in dictionary meanings, the term region is a tract of country. The region is a tract of country or an area characterized by some way, thereby implying that region is a special entity. To a geographer, a region consists of contiguous or non-contiguous. To a geographer, the region consists of contiguous and non-contiguous special units. So contiguous and non-contiguous special units which are similar to each other in terms of one or more chosen criteria. So which are similar to each other in terms of one or more chosen criteria. The concept of region dates back to the 19th century when Vidal de Lovelace. So the concept of region dates back to the 19th century when Vidal de Lovelace emphasized the significance of studying small homogeneous area called phase. Vidal de Lovelace emphasized the significance of studying small homogeneous area called phase in France. And though claims have been made that the unity of phase was destroyed by the Industrial Revolution, so the claim have been made that the unity of phase was destroyed by the Industrial Revolution. A renewal recognition of the perspective of the purposive characters of a region building was made by Hettner, Whittlesey and Hudson. A renewal recognition of the purposive character of region building was made by the Whittlesey, Hettner and Hudson. According to Hettner, geography is the study of regions. Which include knowledge of the areas of the earth as they differ from each other. So according to the Hettner, geography is the study of regions which include knowledge of the areas of the earth as they differ from each other. Whittlesey has defined a region as a differentiated segment of earth space. So Whittlesey has defined a region as a differentiated segment of earth space. In Hudson's opinion, regions are descriptive tools defined according to a particular criteria for a particular purpose, so that there are many regions as there are criteria to define them, such as climatic region, agricultural regions, industrial regions, etc. According to him, the basic objective to discipline of geography is to provide accurate, orderly and rational description and interpretation of a variable character of the earth. According to him, so here Hudson's opinion, regions are a descriptive tool defined according to a particular criteria for a particular purpose, so that there are as many regions as there are criteria to define them, such as climatic regions, agricultural regions, industrial regions, etc. According to him, the basic objectives of discipline of geography is to provide accurate, orderly and rational description and interpretation of the variable character of the earth. So Hettner had made it clear that there is no universally valid regional division. According to Hettner, had made it clear that there is no universally valid regional division which does justify all phenomena. The consequences of such a statement become clear only when Grieg argued that regionalism was similar to classification, and any particular regional system was only one way of looking at the world. Okay, some of the modern radical geographers who have departed from traditional region building by looking at geography as a special science. Some of the modern radical geographers who have departed from the traditional region building by looking at geography as a special science. Also regarded the region as one of the most logical ways of organizing geographical information. Such radical geographers include Haggett, Cliff, and Frey. Region as one of the most logical ways of organizing geographical information. Such radical geographers include Haggett, Cliff, and Frey. Many of the early site studies in regional geography have been concerned with formal regions which were identified on the basis of the presence or absence of particular distinguishing features. Dickinson argued that an analysis of the characteristics in character intensity. Dickinson here argued that an analysis of the character intensify, extent, and interrelation of regional associations, as well as the ways in which they were interlocked and separated from each other in space, was important for understanding regional differences. Thus emerged the concept of functional regions, which consist of spatial units. So here formal regions here identified on the basis of presence or absence of particular distinguishing features. And Dickinson here argued that an analysis of the characteristic intensity, extent, and interrelationship of regional association, as well as the way in which they were interlocked and separated from each other in space, was important for understanding regional differences. Thus emerged the concept of functional regions, which consist of spatial units tied to nodal center through the medium of transport. Thus emerged the concept of functional regions, and which consist of spatial units tied to the nodal center through the medium of transport and communication routes. In this case, these spatial units are similar to each other in terms of connection with the same nodal center, either for the provision of goods and services or for making of their labor or commodities. Attributes of region. Region have spatial extent, region have boundaries. So what are the attributes? Regions have spatial extent, and regions have boundaries. Regions may be either formal or function. Regions are hierarchically arranged, and regions have transitional boundaries. These types of regions, mainly formal regions, functional regions, and here big concept here. Here you can see regions are geographical regions, limited purpose, resources, and here mainly geological, vegetation, soils, agrarian, railway zones, power, administrative, schematic diagram of classification of regions based on purpose. So functional region, here you can see, and planning region. Three types of region: formal, functional, and planning region. First of all, we discuss formal types of region. Here regions will transitional boundaries. Region have a hierarchical arrangement. Here you can see functional or formal, either maybe it is, and regions have boundaries. Types of region. The concept of regions as a method of classification has evolved through the two distinct phases, reflecting the economic advancement from a single agrarian economy to a complex industrial system. Regions have been classified in different ways. The first phase was dominated by the concept of formal region, defined according to homogeneity, while the second phase saw the development of functional regions, defined on the basis of functional coherence. The first phase mainly dominated by the concept of formal regions, defined according to homogeneity, while the second phase saw the development of functional region on the defined on the basis of functional coherence. First is homogeneity, and second is functional coherence. Formal region. A formal region is a geographical region which is uniform and homogeneous in terms of selected criteria. In the earlier definition of formal region, the criteria were mostly physical, like topography. The criteria were mostly physical, like topography, climate, natural vegetation. Such regions may be defined to the edge Natural regions, as they exist naturally on the geographical space. Interest in these forms of regionalization was partly due to the fact that physical factors are most stable than dynamic economic factors, and partly from the influence of Darwin's theory of evolution. Following Darwin's concept of natural selection, geographers believed that the survival of man depended on his adaptation to his environment, so that human environment could best be understood by isolating and studying the physical environment. Later, there was a shift to the use of economic criteria and social and political criteria such as language, religion, tribal population, and political allegiance, etc. Economic formal regions. Okay, and so mainly here you can see. Following Darwin's concept of natural selection, geographers believed that the survival of man depended on his adaptation to his environment, so that human environment could best understood by isolating and studying the physical environment. And here mainly a formal region is a geographical area which is uniform or homogeneous in terms of selected criteria. So mostly physical, that is, it is criteria are mostly physical, like topographic, climate, natural vegetation. Such regions may be referred to as natural regions as they exist naturally on the geographical space. And interest in this form, physical factors are most stable than dynamic economic factors, and partly from influence of Darwin's theory of evolution. So later there was a shift to the use of economic criteria, social political criteria such as language, region, tribal population, political allegiance, etc. Economic formal regions were initially based on types of industry and agriculture. But the scope of economic regionalization expanded to the use of other criteria like income level, rate of unemployment, and rate of economic growth. An important change in the scheme of regionalization was an increasing emphasis on multiple criteria regionalization rather than single criteria creation regionalization rather than single creation regionalization. This indicates the increasing awareness of the thinkers and planners about the complexity that exists in the human world, and the need for a logical categorization of the complexity that exists over space. The world has been divided into a number of natural regions such as equatorial, temperate, tundra, desert, savanna regions, etc. based on the climate, natural vegetation, and location. So here regions are mainly classified as schematic diagram of classification and of regions based on purpose. Different types of purpose we can classify regions, mainly geographical purpose, limited purpose, and resource purpose. And here geological purpose, vegetation purpose, soil purpose, agrarian purpose, railway zones purpose, power purpose, and administrative purpose. Functional region. The functional integration approach has led to the delineation of functional regions where the geographical area displaying a certain functional coherence on the interdependence of part when defined on the basis of certain criteria. The functional relationships are usually revealed in the form of flows using socio-economic criteria like journeys to work, shopping, trips, flows of perishable as well as non-perishable commodities, newspaper clerks and circulation, telephone, e-calls, etc. Hence, while homogeneous or formal regions are different by considering the stable elements of the landscape, functional regions are defined by taking into account dynamic elements in the form of flows of commodities, human beings, information, and capital. The concept of functional regions brings and focus the importance of different types of linkages or interconnections between places and areas for the functioning of those special units as human habitats. Next are planning regions. Last classification, planning region with increasing organizational complexity in the production, exchange and level of development at the global as well as national level, development and regional planning have become imperative at different levels of human operation. In both the developed and developing countries, special differences exist in the distribution of natural resources and the level of economic development, which may partly account for social differences as well. Such disparities has become particularly accentuated in large countries or geographical units like India, which have a long history of existence of planning region. So here we can discuss level of development at the global as well as national level. Okay, development and regional planning have become imperative at different levels of human operation. Here you can see. Next, to discuss rank size rule.